Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and we are going on with our Ephesians journal today. And so I'm going to do the framework for the cover because the next thing we're going to put together is pages 1, 2, and 3 of the add-on kit, and it's going to attach to the inside of the cover. So we need to get that ready. So I'm going to figure this out. Well, I've got 3 signatures, and I'm going to allow, I think 2 3/4 should be, I think, plenty by the time I get everything in, because right now, I mean, it's about 1 1/2, so that allows quite a bit of room for the contents. So I'm going to do 2 3/4 on the spine. I always draw myself a little picture, so 2 3/4. And the height is probably going to be, the pages are 8, and I'm going to allow a 1/2 inch on the bottom and top, so that'll be 9. And then the cover will be 9 by, and the back cover will be 9 by, I think these are 5 1/4, and then 1/2 inch would be 5 3/4. So the back cover, front and back cover are the same size. They're 5 3/4 by 9 inches. The spine will be 2 3/4 by 9 inches. Pieces of cardboard or chipboard or whatever you want to use for your frame, I call it. And so I'm going to go and cut out 3 pieces of cardboard this size, and then I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I've got my 3 pieces of cardboard. After I cut it out and flipped it over, I realized this had a piece of the paper off of it. Actually, what I could do is just stick a piece of paper over it. So what we're going to do, so that's going to be on the outside. So what we're going to do is line these up so there's about a, I don't know, 1/4 inch gap between the covers, the cover and the spine, to allow for it to bend. And then I'm just going to put some glue here, and I'm going to use masking tape just to make it a little more archival. And I use this big wide masking tape. You can also use Tyvek. It's just super strong. You probably had Tyvek envelopes before, and you can use that. Actually, maybe I'll just use that since I have it out now. Strip like that, another strip like that. And you just lay that over. Make sure you get your gaps where you want them. And I'll put a little bit more glue since I'm using Tyvek because it's not adhesive like the tape is. Okay, so make sure I've got it level. The gap's about the same. And I'm going to put the back cover, whoops. Kind of move it around so the glue gets distributed a little bit. And then up here, I'll just cut a couple of pieces here. Like that. And then you flip it over. And I'm gonna, let's see, do I want to put Tyvek? I'm just gonna use masking tape on this. Uh-oh. Ooh, I did not notice this. Oh boy. Let's see if I can pull this off without damaging it. There, good, okay. All right, and put some glue. So as you can see, it's not fancy, it's not pristine, it's just a framework. And I used to worry about all that, and then I tell you what helped convince me that it's not important is I took apart an old photo album that I'd gotten from Hallmark, And when you took it all apart, it was just this kind of stuff. It was tape and nothing fancy. And their things are supposed to be archival. So I'm guessing that it doesn't make any difference as far as using the tape and whatnot to put the album together, because for one thing, we're going to cover it with fabric and other things that are going to kind of help hold it together, so to speak. So, okay, so there is our frame. So now the next thing is to do this. We also want to bend it, make sure that our gutters are where we want them to be, and that everything's glued like that. Good thing I did that, because did you notice my Tyvek was popping up in a weird way? So it's a good thing I checked that out before I went any further. And looks like that needs to be trimmed a little bit more. So the next thing is I'm going to put a layer of I put this, you can use felt, but I use this baby blanket insulation that I got from Amazon. So it's the size of a crib quilt, so you get a huge piece of it, and it's just like batting for a quilt, but it's very thin. So I'm going to cut a piece. So I tell you what, I'm going to go over and use my rotary cutter and cut this out over by my sewing machine, and then I will be back. Okay, here is the batting cut to the size of this, and then I'm going to use Fabri-Tac just to glue it, to hold it in place. And then I'm going to clamp it. And then I'm going to use the fabric the fabric I picked up. So I went to the quilt shop. You know, I think I've talked about it on my other videos. I go and it's like a candy store. I used to sew years ago. Probably a lot of you did. We used to make our clothes. Took home ec in high school, so on and so forth. And of course, that's all gone by the wayside because we can buy clothes so much cheaper. And it's just so much easier to buy them already made. So we do that. Well, that's sad because all the fabrics you don't see them anymore hardly unless you go to a quilt shop. But when you do, it is quite fun. So they had this bolt that goes from purple to red, orange, purple or pink, yellow, white. And so the only sad part is the journal only uses a part of this. So I had to decide. I thought because the pages are botanical, this would be a good cover for it. And so I'm kind of torn because, and this goes either way. It's non-directional because they've got flowers coming up and down, so you can use it whichever way you want to. And so I'm kind of feeling like, well, the journal has a lot of purple in it, so that would probably be a really good cover. But and it is really pretty, but I really love the poppies. That's my favorite probably. And I love I think those are Black-Eyed Susans. Anyway, those are, and the coneflower. I like them all. So anyway, I'm trying to decide which end to put for the cover. So it's going to use about that much. So I mean, I would still get some poppies on the back. So maybe that's what I'll do. Let me take these off because it doesn't take long for that Fabri-Tac to do its job. So what I need, is this, because this is going to be, say this is the cover and this is the back. So it would be like this and enough to wrap to the inside. So probably this much, kind of guesstimate about an inch or so. Let that be my cover. So we'll turn this over and we'll put the framework upside down on it. Like that. And so what we're going to do, we're going to fold this in, and you have to be aware that it takes up a little bit more when you fold it. So it's going to pull it tight when you fold the journal. And then this will come up like this, and this will come down like this. And I've got more than enough. And I'm going to cut this now. This is always where I kind of mess up. Let me see if I can. I do this thing every time, and I try to come up with a way to not have a bare corner without having a bunch of extra fabric, because if you don't do something, you end up with a big wad of fabric. But on the other hand, let me turn this. If you don't, so I do that so that I can pull this like this, and then that, and that, and I sort of end up with some fabric over that corner. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to just put a little bit of Fabri-Tac. See if I can get my little flap system to work. So pulling it tight. And then I'm going to go ahead and put Fabri-Tac. This fabric is pretty thin anyway, so I'm going to cut a little bit of that excess off. You just don't want a bunch of bulk. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of that off too. And I'll go ahead and clamp it. And then it's going to pull it tight when I fold it. And then when you fold it, it pulls it tight. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Just takes a second for that glue to dry.